Let's talk Voidwalker Warlocks. And before we begin, this build centers around survivability. If you want straight up damage, then go with the spam grenade build. If that's all the info you needed, you can head off now. This build in which I'm about to tell you is my favorite build in Destiny right now, which is a lot to say considering I main a hunter. First, let's talk about the recent change in Warlocks that make this build really strong. First off is the fact that lifesteal no longer has a 4-second timer when you use the lifesteal ability. In fact, the most you wait is like a second and a half. The reason I bring this up is so that you understand why this build didn't work so well before and why it's one of my favorites now. So what is this build, you ask? Well, it's the Death Siphon build for Voidwalker Warlocks. And yes, the name derives from the Death Knight Siphon ability in WoW. First, let's look at what you're going to want to use for this build. For your grenade, Axion Bolt. For your aerial, I have Blink. For the super, I have Vortex. For the melee, I have Soul Rip. For the first column, I chose Annihilate. And for the second column, I chose Vortex Mastery. For exotics, use Red Death and the Ram. So, what is this build about? It's about using the healing of Red Death and lifesteal to the maximum. Remember how I said early on in the video how the timer changed? Well, now if you use the Ram, you can use the lifesteal perk whenever you want with barely any time restrictions. The way this build works is if you're low on health and you have nothing that you can melee, then kill something with Red Death. If there is nothing you can kill with a Red Death or just need health fast, blink, then melee something next to you, then blink out, rinse, and repeat. The reason I have this build is because the grenade build hasn't been working for me recently, and I just kinda prefer this one overall. The best part about this build is the fact that you can survive pretty much everything. Unless you get blown up by the Curse Thrall, but we won't talk about that here. And all you have to do is melee or kill with Red Death. It's very easy to pull off, and you can get out of sticky situations where there were times in the clip that you're watching that I thought I would for sure die. But all in all, it works really well. The reason I chose the perks I did for the subclass is because with Vortex, you get more damage. Vortex Mastery allows Vortex to last longer and your Axion darts have more range, Annihilate for bigger bombs, and Soul Rip for more super energy. Also, make sure to have as much strength as you can. That does it for this video. Let me know if you think the Death Siphon build is worth it or not, and if you like these kinds of videos. Thank you so much for watching. Let me know if you have any suggestions for me and what I can do in the future, and I'll be sure, to do whatever I can. I'll have more build videos planned for later, and I'll see you guys next time.